It's February 10th, 2025. This is another free thought exercise where I just say what pops into my head. My desk has a bunch of stuff on it. Still working on grounding so I don't get triggered. I feel my feet on the ground. I feel my clothes on my body. I feel I feel the table. I hear the cat licking at water. I hear my breath. I feel my feet on the ground. I feel my legs. I feel this pen. It's blue. It says Staples on it. I see a little glove. It's soft. I don't taste anything. I don't really smell anything. I hear a light fan from the laptop over there. Yeah, I've been feeling a lot of anxiety. These past, forever almost, but it's been worse these past couple days. Like last night, I didn't sleep very well. And my friend who's returning, she's a friend, but I have a crush on her. She's returning, and I was anxious because she was going to phone me in the morning, and the phone call just felt awkward when it happened. We didn't even talk that long, but I just felt anxious all night. Like, I haven't been sleeping well. I think might be because I was taking my ADHD meds, and then I stopped. And just, I'm so anxious also about like this whole work thing. My doctor actually really screwed me over. And the cat is messing around with a bag of rice. My doctor really screwed me over. Because she basically said one thing to me and then said another to another doctor and then discharged me as a patient, and then I emailed asking, like, did she give a reason? And they just said no reason was given, follow up with a family doctor, and if you want to be a patient again, you have to get another referral. Like, I just don't. She kind of screwed me. I don't understand that. Like, I just don't understand that. But I mean, I guess she did help for a while. I don't know. I can't fully like make up my mind about it. But like, she helped in some ways and she didn't help in other ways. I just thought that what she did there wasn't good. Like saying I should do one thing and then saying something completely different. Like, she told me to go on long-term disability, and then to the other doctor she said he should go back to work, and then she closed my file. Like, that was just weird. Like, the person who would have to fill out the long-term disability forms would have been her, and she said, like, I think you should go on, to me, she said, I think you should go on long-term disability, but then she's like, but you have to get another doctor to fill out the forms. And then I contact another doctor, and they're like, well, I have to talk to your original doctor. And then they contact her, and she's like, I think you should go back to work. And then that other doctor gets back to me and says that's what she said. I was like, well, that's not what she told me. And then I tried to contact her, and they say she closed my file. Like, why not just have a consistent message, you know? And say, like, oh, I think you should go back to work, to me. And then I would have been like, okay, you know? And then just, I don't know, it's just so weird how she just, like, said one thing, then said another thing to someone else, and then closed my file so I couldn't even follow up with her about it. Without telling me she was going to close my file. And not giving any reason either. Like, part of me wants to be kind of mad about this, and I feel another part is just like, you're not allowed to be mad, and just try and, like, figure it out, but I am kind of mad about it. I don't know. Part of me is, like, telling me, like, oh, you're not allowed to be mad about it because of this reason, that reason, this reason. It's just frustrating, but all I can do is move on, like, and I kind of, at the same time, I also knew this would be possibly an option, you know? So I'm thinking I have to go now talk to my employer and be like, can I do a return to work like schedule, and I might have to go back to work. Although that place really stresses me out. I work for, like, a government agency, and there's, like, a watchdog agency that just published a report on the government agency saying how it's like a toxic environment. It leads to high stress, high burnout, and, like, a fear-filled workplace or something like that. Like, you know? But, like, I don't know, just, I'm not sure, like, I might have to go back there, but, it could also just be part-time, like, return to work. They send you back, like, on a limited schedule, so that could be good, or at least something. And I don't know, I just feel so stuck is coming to the word to my mind, because I don't know what to do. Like, it feels like I don't know what to do with my life, but it feels like the bar is, like, so high, and, like, it just feels like delusion. That's the other word that's coming to my mind, because I don't know, and it feels like I have to do it for other people. Like, I don't know, like, I just get so swamped because I don't even feel like I have a second to think about it or talk about it and work it through, because, like, that's why I'm talking right now to no one almost, because when I talk to other people, and I've tried talking to other people so many times, Um, like, I just feel like they're not really hearing what I'm saying, and it's gone so far, like, now that I have, like, this Cptsd, um, like, I know that's kind of, like, what is going on. Because, yeah, I just had so many, like, traumatic things happen when I was a kid, and, like, sustained, and, like, my mom was scary, but at the same time, like, she was my sense of safety, but, like, she was scary, like, and she still scares me just because, like, I don't know, like, it's just kind of like, I don't know what you would call that, a belief, a thought pattern, or like a learned response, or like an attachment style, or what. But, like, I just want, and I've always wanted, my family to be okay. Like, I want my parents to be okay, and they say that they're okay, but I guess I just don't believe it, because they scare me, because, like, yeah, their actions definitely didn't line up at all, and they weren't, nurturing, and they weren't loving, and people will argue with me about it, like my siblings, like my brother will argue with me about it, and that's just, like, so frustrating as well. And, like, talking to my brother, oh my gosh, my therapist said my family just, like, doesn't have the capacity to, like, talk about these things, and I think that's kind of true, because anytime that, like, a topic that's, like, not a topic that's, like, a bit more raw or a bit more real comes up, it feels like my family's brains just break, and I have to be the one that's, like, firm and logical and reasoned and have the answer and, like, well put together. And, like, part of me can do that, but there's still, like, the part of me, like, that's just, like, doing that because it's, like, a scared little kid. Like, I've worked on that part now a fair amount, even though there's, like, obviously still more work to be done, because, like, I still feel so anxious and everything, and I still have Cptsd. Like, I think it's a lifelong thing once you have it, but you can go from surviving to thriving, apparently. But, yeah, I end up feeling exhausted and energy drained when I have to be the one who, like, has to somehow work magic, and, like, be so well reasoned and everything. But, like, I think that's also kind of a delusion as well. But I'm so scared to, like, speak the truth, because the truth is, like, I keep getting hurt for it. Like, it's just so painful. Like, I remember when I cried when I was a kid, like, my mom was, like, mad at me, or, like, my sister was, like, mad at me, and, like, they were, like, confused, and they, like, I just remember, like, them being, like, far away, and, like, not helping or not caring, like, just being, like, confused and, like, letting me cry. And I was just, like, a little kid, and I was just, like, bawling, and they, like, oh, we don't have a reason for this, so obviously he's wrong for feeling that way. And I can and feel the emotion coming up, but it's okay to feel emotion. I have to remind myself that now, but yeah, it just feels so lonely, like, ooh, now I feel cold. Okay, it's February 10th, 2025. Here in my living room, I feel the table, I feel the pen, blue. I see my place is messy. Water. So yeah, I get triggered, and this feels like a safe place because I'm like in my kitchen, in my house, and so it's okay to get triggered here, and like no one's gonna get mad at me. I do worry about putting these on YouTube, but nobody watches these, I think, and yeah, I don't know. It's probably fine. So yeah, but I'm still stressed, and I'm doing my best, like, to get things done. I guess like the anxiety and the stress is kind of like pushing me to do stuff, and I'm trying to do it like healthy, in a healthy way. Like, I think like a bit of anxiety and stress is healthy, obviously, like I think, but when it gets like to the point of like too much, then obviously it's not healthy, right? Because it's too much. But yeah, I'm trying to use it to do stuff, but yeah. Okay, a thought that just popped into my mind is, how are you? Like, hi, how are you? Because that has always bothered me, and like, here's why. It's bothered me because, well, I just feel like it sets a pretense. Like, you either have to be fake and say good, or you have to say, like, oh, I'm not doing so good. And I talked about this yesterday, but my therapist said, like, you can say, I'm dealing with a lot in my life right now, but I don't want to talk about it. And I'm still kind of getting used to saying that. I mean, how are you? It triggers me so instantly. And I feel so stupid for it. But, um, yeah, it just, people, I don't know, I just feel so, I can't even hardly put it into words. But, like, if you're not doing good and you don't know the person, like, wouldn't it be a little weird to just say, like, oh, I'm dealing with so much anxiety and stress right now, and um, I have to go back to work, and I was on disability, and I'm dealing with all these, like, childhood traumas, and like people will be like, whoa, 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 okay, like, I didn't mean that to get your life story. Like, that's kind of like how I feel like it's just, I guess what I'm really worried about is just like, breaking down and crying and it being like a huge thing and people getting super upset with me. I don't know. I often am anxious socially, and I feel um like I pick up on other people's anxiety as well, or they pick up on mine, and I was talking about this yesterday as well, about we're always evaluating for a match when we come into social situations, and like, I don't know, I just feel like everything, like, so much stuff is like, it's confusing whether it's a transaction or it's like a real, like, um interaction, I guess. I don't know. Like, I just feel like people say, have like figured out and are like on autopilot a lot of the time when they say, "Hi, how are you?" You know? Like, no one's saying that. Like, it would be weird to actually say how you're doing, especially if you're doing unwell, like you're not doing great. I don't know, just, it's so weird. And all these workplaces, like, they train their employees to be like sensitive, like culturally sensitive, and like caring, and like all this. So I don't know, like, it's just so weird. It just, I feel like it's screwed up, like what we've done, like culturally up here in Canada. I just feel like it's like kind of screwed up. Like, I don't know. And to me, people feel like, a lot of people feel on edge, like, to me. And I always have to think like whether I'm like just the only person that feels this because it's something about me, or if I'm really picking up on the real world. But to me, I do feel like a lot of people are on edge. And it just, ugh, ugh. It makes me like feel like a cringy feeling, because I'm just like, I don't know what to do about this. Like, there's like a um like, it feels like there's a problem, but it's like you're not allowed to say there's a problem, because then it'll just like upset everybody, or like can't handle it, or like, I don't know. But I do know that I did do something good about this whole problem, kind of like I'm bringing up, and that was the Bible study. So the first one was yesterday, and it was a Bible study for men, and we had 5 people, including myself, and it went really well. And I'm filled with thanks to God that it went well, because I had been praying about it for months and months and months, and I've also wanted a place where men can just get together and discuss things, and I think it's really important to learn the Word of God, and I think that it was a success to just have men get together, have like an hour where we could just talk about Bible verses, and I thought that was really important, and it did feel like there was like some, like, at least one person, at least to me, it felt like got a little emotional, and I felt like that's okay. It's okay to get emotional. Um, and I felt like a little bit emotional as well, but like, like, emotions are okay. Like, uh, just the approved positive emotions. You can't just live your life like that. Like, it's impossible, I think. Some people are naturally blessed to have more positive emotion, but that's not everyone. And I think for a huge portion of the world, of the population, like, normally we just feel different emotions. So I thought it was okay that, um, you know, in that setting, in that context, like, it's okay to have a bit of emotion when you speak about something that you're passionate about. So I felt like that was good, to have that the Bible study go ahead, and we're meeting again next week on Sunday. Um, so, or I guess that would be the end of this week technically, but so yeah, that's good, and I'm happy about it. Like, it's just kind of, it's weird. I don't know how, like, it's weird. It's almost like I don't know how to feel happy, but I just feel when say I feel happy about something, I feel like calm. Like, I feel like a calmness, like, and to me that's like a happy, but it's honestly, it's more like I just feel calm about it. Um, so, and I know that with these type of things, like, it it's really important to have it, like, to get into the flow or to get into the routine, and so having it once a week is important because people will, get used to it and get used to showing up and sharing their ideas, and um, yeah, so I think that's really good to have it once a week, and just have it be a routine and have it be an hour, and people know how long it's going to be, know what it's going to be, know what we're going to be doing, and I think that's really good. And it's, it's social, and it's like safe, and it's for a good cause. So yeah. Whew. I'm gonna be. Um, let's see. I'm going to be. Uh, well, actually, a different thought just about routines came into my mind, that they're so important and so helpful, because, like, even just talking now, me just rambling, it's helpful for me. And I know that probably no one's going to be watching these, and I'm fine with that. But it kind of feels like someone's listening in a way. Um, I think it would be weird if I wasn't able to think that. But um, I don't know what. Oh yeah, I was gonna say the routine, because then it's like letting me say these things. Oh yeah, so anxiety. I was feeling anxious about just talking to people, and I've been feeling so anxious lately. And what happens for me is that I just feel scared, basically. Like, it's a feeling of scared, and uh, gee, now I'm anxious because it felt like I, like, picked my nose, but I just kind of, like, scratched it a little bit. But um, uh, I feel like scared um, when I talk to people, and, like, my body will start sweating, like my armpits will start sweating, and, like, I just I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I'm just noticing it, and yeah, I'm just noticing it, uh, and a lot of times too, I feel like I don't, like, make sense to people just based on the way they look, and I don't know if this is, like, mental illness or what, and I suspect it has partly to do with mental illness, like, and I feel anxiety and embarrassed and ashamed to say, like, I have mental illness, but I do. And honestly, that just made it feel better. Just acknowledging that. And I feel super upset about saying it, but 1 in 2 people struggles with mental illness in Canada, I think. Or it's like 40% or something like that. Or 1 in 2 will have struggled with mental illness at some point in their life. So it's okay, and I'm not alone. And but what I was gonna say was, oh yeah, I just, when I'm talking to people, like I feel like kind of like afraid of their faces and their facial reactions sometimes, you know? And I just feel like is it my face? Like is it my tone of voice? Am I not talking correctly? Is my cadence wrong? Like, and I feel like I'm just like confusing to people, and like, I don't know. Gosh, I don't like that I say I don't know a lot, but I do say I don't know a lot, and I think it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's okay to say that. It's just more of a habit than anything. Um, I think my mom used to say I don't know a lot, and what it makes me think of is just agnosticism, because an agnostic says I don't know, like there could be something like higher or God out there, but I believe in God, so I'm not agnostic. But just saying I don't know a lot is kind of like a habit for me, and it just ties into the fear of judgment. I just feel like, and perfectionism, like where I have to feel like I have to be so perfect in how I speak and like how I come across, and I have to be like, hey everybody, today we're doing this, and oh, I'm just gonna take a drink of water right now, and just 1 second, and um, like, I just, I just feel like I struggle with that, where I feel like I have to be so perfect, and I don't actually have to be. Um, but oh, my job makes me struggle, makes me anxious because I do feel like I have to be perfect. I feel like I feel like I've almost like dug a grave, or like dug a hole for myself with my job, and that's what gives me so much stress and anxiety, is feeling like I've dug a hole for myself. That honestly gives me so much stress. It's like when I feel I have like I'm wrong, or it's my fault, or like I'm suffering because of me, like that's what really stresses me out. And I feel just so like I have to prove, or I have to do something, or I have to like make everything perfect just to even have my head above water, just to be at even, just to be at a starting point. But I don't, like, it just feels unrealistic because I was like, I had such a difficult childhood, and I feel like almost like I can't even say that, because then other people will just think about their childhood and be like, actually you didn't have it as bad as me, or other people have had it worse. But like, I have had, I was so afraid when I was a kid, and I still feel like a bunch of that fear. And I just feel like I cannot even hardly talk about it because to anybody, because I always end up getting into their life more than my own. And this was like part of the whole enmeshment thing that happened when I was a kid too. Like, and I got, it was so bad. Like, it was so bad when I was a kid. Like, there were good moments, but it was just like so hard and so bad. And like, I grew up in such a poor area, and like, literally, there's 3 poorest postal codes in Canada, and I grew up like 1 street away from 2 of the poorest postal codes, which were in Winnipeg. And like, oh man, like, everyone always had kind of like this sort of like, we know it's really bad, like, type of smile, and like, yeah, isn't that so bad? Yeah. And like, they always had like, it felt like this kind of like sliver of hope, and everyone was going on this sliver of hope for these kids, like me included, like one of the kids. And like, I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to begin. But that's about all the time I have for today, because I only have like 37 minutes of memory left on this memory card. But anyways, it's just good to vent. It's really nice to vent.